Hello, CMS Eagles. Great job on that mid-year diagnostic that you just did with iReady. Today we're going to talk about how to reflect upon those scores. We're going to take a look at our reports so that we can figure out how we did and take some actions to continue strong for the rest of the year. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is a report. Your teachers have printed these reports for you. We're going to take a look at how we read them. Up at the top of the report, you're going to see something that says test 1, and probably on yours it says test 2, which would be the most recent test that you just took. This is only tracking our diagnostic scores, not those growth monitors that we talked about before. So for this particular student, it's telling us that on test 1, he or she scored a level 7, which would be equivalent to a 7th grade level. So what we're hoping is that when you look at your test 2 has increased in level. That's the goal, that we definitely want to go up in that level. It also is breaking down that most recent test for each of the domains. So you can look at these red X's, yellow diamonds, and green check marks to determine what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are for each of these domains. It will also give you an idea if you compare from your September score to your January, if you have improved in some of those domains that maybe you've been working on a lot in class. So take a look at that and talk to your teacher if you have any further questions about how to read your report. So what we're going to do next is go back to that goal setting sheet that we did and determine if we have met our short-term goals for the year. So if you remember, Josel Flores set a goal in math of moving from a 487 benchmark from the beginning of the year to 523 as her end of the year benchmark. So when she calculated her short-term goal as a track 2 student, she knew that she had to make those 36 points over the course of the year, which meant that she would have to have made about 18 points growth at the mid-year point. So she's looking for a score of 505 or higher on this mid-year diagnostic. So let's see how Josel did. When Josel got her scores back, she found out that she actually made a 520 on her mid-year assessment. So she has exceeded her goal. Her short-term goal was 505. She has almost hit her end of the year mark of 523. So what Josel did was she just listed 520 here for her goal. Some of you might have already put that 505 in on your aim line. That's fine. That really doesn't make any difference if you've put it there or you haven't. But what Josel did do was she went ahead and put her mid-year point here at 520, close to 523. Because if I'm looking at a line between 487 and 523, 520 isn't going to come here, right here in the middle. It's going to be closer to 523. So the last thing that Josel did was she just reflected on that and she added in, I did a great job. I'll keep working hard, because she's really doing what she needs to do at this point. So let's take a look at another one of our students, Thomas Presti. Thomas Presti set some goals in reading. He started off with reading at a 542. He's a track 3 student, which means he has to make 46 points growth over the course of the year. So he has to move from 542 all the way to 588. So when he came in to set his short term goal for mid-year, he actually had to make a 565, and he went ahead and had put that on his aim line, which is fine. So when he got his report, he was looking for that 565 goal. Unfortunately, Thomas's actual mid-year was 550. So he went ahead and plotted that on his aim line, a little bit further from 542, but 550 is definitely going to fall closer to 542. So he went ahead and placed that on his aim line. Unfortunately, Thomas did not meet his goal, so he needs to reflect upon that. He did make 8 points growth, which is great. Um, and actually, if he was a track 1 student at 16 points growth, he would have met his goal. So he is actually making a year's worth of progress right now, but we really need Thomas to make more than a year's progress, which means he just needs to up that effort a little bit. It doesn't mean that he isn't doing well. It just means that he needs to up that effort just a little bit more to make the amount of growth that we need him to make. But he can still feel proud of himself. So if you look at his original goal, he wasn't very specific. He just put work hard. So now with his reflection, he needs to come back and be a little more specific about what that work hard means. So what Thomas wrote was, I did not meet my mid-year goal. I will try to listen better to lessons and try to complete 2 per week. I'm pretty sure Thomas was one of the students that I saw listening to YouTube videos at the same time as the iReady tutorials. So it's definitely going to take a little more focus on Thomas's part to make the amount of growth that he needs to make. So what we're asking you to do now is take a look at your reports, go back and reference your short-term goals, and place your results on your aim line to try to decide what kind of reflection you need to make about your progress for the remainder of the year. Keep working hard, keep aiming for that 45 minutes of lessons that you are achieving in iReady each week for each subject, and keep showing people that CMS Eagles are the best. Thanks.